How did you see her reacting day by day in this process of cold turkey, no iPad?
I am such a better mom when I am off my phone. There's a time where you need to shut that off and like be present, even for screw the kid, for yourself. It's a lot.
I was the builder-upper, the fixer, the potential dater.
It's never what they actually saw for themselves.
Yes.
And they're very flattered by it. So they want to stay next to you because like you make them feel amazing. But like without your energy, they are nothing.
Nothing.
They are nothing. Any type of abusive relationship, it is really easy to forget why you need to leave.
Are you dating?
No.
Do you want to be?
Hell no.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Only Moms podcast. Today we have Stephany Faublas,
Hi.
a new to Charlotte mom that I have just been so excited to not only meet because the energy, I feel like we have similar energies, but
Absolutely.
also too, I'm like, we need you on the pod.
Thank you. You know what? And I feel as though the pod needed me. And so
Yeah,
you're
it's
welcome.
A match.
Here it is.
It's
Here
a
it is.
match.
Yeah.
So let's tell everyone about Miss Stephany. She is a passionate mother, woman's advocate, and a community builder dedicated to creating spaces for connection, conversation, and change. As a content creator, she uses her platform to highlight the real challenges single mothers and women face, giving voice to those often unheard. Through her work, she's fostering inclusion, empowerment, and meaningful impact.
Yes. That was a lot. Thank you. Thank you for that. I love that little intro.
Girl, I feel like that was just a surface. Like, we need to dive in.
Working. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's do
Before
get into that.
it's
Immediately.
Wait, let's do a little.
Oh, a little ASMR. Mom juice.
So I have to get you trying.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
What's this one?
So this is our Mom Juice Sauvignon Blanc.
I love it.
You love it?
It's light.
Mm-hmm.
It's fruity without being too sweet. I hate sweet wine. I don't do it. But this, yeah, it's fruity without being too sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the palate still. There's like a smooth aftertaste to it. It's still on the palate.
Smooth
I love that.
aftertaste. Well, cheers, babe.
Mm.
I'm excited.
Cheers. Thank
Let's
you.
chat about some really meaningful things. And
Let's
I feel
get
like
into it.
conversations the moms really need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so originally the topic of like why I wanted you on here for many reasons, but you know, I have a 2-year-old and so you have a 6-year-old. You're like you're right before me, so I get to follow in your footsteps and all the things you're doing. And as if you didn't have enough attention, you went mega viral for your oopsie daisy.
Oops, found ourselves there. Yeah.
I'm talking New York Times, Good Morning America, for your iPad cleanse, right?
Yes. Yeah, we took a no iPad moment
Okay.
for, I think it lasted like 3 months, 2.5 months, really? Yeah,
So-
I think, yeah.
Tell us what was happening that led to this decision.
Yeah, so when I moved here, it was kind of in chaos. We can get to that later. But I moved here in chaos, and I mean, I feel like all moms are in some sort of chaos at some point.
Yeah.
You know, at some point for whatever reason. But at that time for me, I wasn't able to be super focused on her and give her that like one-on-one attention. I'm trying to get to work. I'm trying to like make sure I'm in the right line of work and that we're surviving, that I'm, you know, even providing her with a little bit more of a thriving situation. And because of that, I felt like I was allowing her to be on that iPad so much more than I would like. And then what I started noticing was just like her attention span was completely gone.
I think this is important. What was she doing on the iPad?
So-
Mostly.
Yeah, so she like games or like flipping through like YouTube shorts is what it is. That was our culprit, the YouTube shorts thing or whatever. No offense, YouTube. But
We love
but
YouTube.
I live on it. But for that age, it could be really detrimental, you know? Like I don't know if you've ever even seen like Coco Melon or things like that. Anything that flips the screen like every 5 seconds, it's just really detrimental, even for adults, but much more so for kids' developing minds. And so it was ridding her of her attention span, which rids her of her patience, which, it just doesn't work. And then so what was happening is we were bickering like all the time. Like she can't sit for a second to like, wait for me to even bring her the food she just asked for, or, it would just interrupt our like day to day. And then I was like, you know what it is? Like, I know it's this iPad. I know this is what's going on. The teacher background, I just put two and two together. And so I was like, you know what? This is also a call out to me because I was on my phone too. So I'm irritable when I'm like trying to just like mindlessly scroll and she's like, mommy. It was like, please. So we both put our electronics away. And then I just started like, I put my electronics away and like scrolling, but it was on to record us like doing this thing together. And like it was really, I just was really sharing just to get her excited about learning. We were about to start school and I'm like, let's just start to, get ahead of it. Let's just start. And like it took off unexpectedly.
Right. What was her process? Like, how did you see her reacting day by day in this process of cold turkey, no iPad?
Yeah. So, okay. The first couple of days, rough boots. I mean, even for me, I was like wanting to reach for my phone. Like you don't notice how addicted you are to your electronics until you can't touch it. So first couple of days, both of us were going through it. She, of course, a little bit more. But I feel like the more she realized like there's more mommy and me time now. Like she was fine. It wasn't, we didn't go past a week without it being a little bit tough. But no, we had a really, really good time. She was fine. And she definitely thrives off praise. Like, I don't know who doesn't, but like she does really well with being recognized. And so that was just my time to like pour into her, seriously. And it was just, she was so happy to just sit and do it together. I think even if I was like, let's count like bricks, she would have been happy as long as we were doing it together. But then like to introduce like, hey, thousands of new aunts and thousands of new even like uncles or whatever are cheering you on, and I would read her the comments and like it just became like she would just let's just do more because I want to make them proud too. Like they need to know that I'm learning too. So they did really, really well with that. Yeah.
I love that. It's interesting because we have twins that are seniors in high school, and our daughter was always the one that would get grounded. And every single time I would take her phone. And our older son once asked, he's like, why do you always take the phone? And I was like, to be honest, because watch, when you see her after maybe 5 to 10 hours without her phone, we get her back.
Absolutely.
Yep. And when they would go to summer camp, no electronics, they come back as themselves, like their full personalities, their attention spans, their love, their joy, their laughter. And I'm not saying that it's stealing that from them.
But it does. I mean, let's, call a spade a spade. It really does. I mean, it does the same thing for us too. I am such a better mom when I am off my phone. Like before I came into like this stage of momming, I remember my friends who had moms before me, and like I feel like I'm always readily available. Like if you call, like my phone's right next to me. If you text me, I'm gonna respond. But I have friends who are like, it's 5. Like my phone's done. My phone, and I'd be so annoyed with it, but now I get it. Like there's a time where you need to shut that off and like be present, even for like screw the kid. For yourself, because it's a lot. It's a lot.
What is the balance now between phone, iPad, TV time? Like, what does that look like in your household?
So she does not get on that iPad Monday through like Friday until after school. We don't, not at all. Like, so she can have TV time, and that's like even monitored, just depending on like what her homework load is, what we need to do for the day or whatnot. But so she could have living room TV time. But no iPad Monday through half of Friday. That's it.
Okay.
Weekends, you're cool. Do whatever you need to do.
Live your little life. Okay.
Yeah. And it's working. She's fine. She doesn't miss anything.
Great. And I love the positive praise because so often, especially influencers that have their children so heavily on their pages, you guys are getting like all of the backlash, right? And so to hear that she is encouraged.
Yeah. We're lucky. We're lucky. I think, and I've seen like the backlash that like moms who have their kids on their page. I'm not sure if I would consider myself a mom influencer. I'm not sure. Because I feel like my community was there, and then I introduced Cadence, my daughter. But like we just have gotten family, literal family, like people who have seen us out. They are just they just act like they've known us for forever. We haven't gotten like any weird interactions or anything. Like knock on wood, people are truly, truly there rooting for the both of us, and it's been such a blessing. Yeah, because I know how it could, like, I know the other side of that.
Are there any precautions that you have to take for safety that you would recommend to other moms that have their babies on social media?
Yeah, I mean, I think every situation is different. I don't ever want to like tell someone what to do with their family, of course, but just seeing what the critique is for like other families or other people who maybe have not done it the best.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things like I don't film like her personal spaces. Like I know even sometimes we'll get like brand work and they're like it's like a bathroom something and I'm like no.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like, I don't want to open that door. I don't want to give that imagination station to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, you don't know who's actually watching your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are no's for me. Of course, I don't ever film her, like, school anything or, because no. And, like, and either or her friends. Because people will, piece it that way, too. And I just want her to be as safe as possible. And, like, for me, the big thing is, my content is great when she's in it, but it doesn't need her to be in it for me to make my point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think I do a really good job, being lucky with that. Like I didn't blow up off of her, if that makes sense. So I don't have to lean on her. And so we can listen to each other. Like when I'm not in the mood, because she's like, let's do a TikTok. And I'm like, no, mommy can't learn that many steps.
Sometimes it is, and I get it. And she has her own say of when she's in the mood.
Exactly. And like, I listen to it. She's her own person, so yeah.
When people started recognizing her in public, I guess, it's interesting. So my nanny, and I am not by any means like blown up to your status, but people had started recognizing myself, my husband, right, our kids. And our nanny took my daughter to the library and was recognized, and someone called my daughter by name, and my nanny didn't know how to respond. How would you suggest she respond in that moment?
I think step close to the child right away, right? Because again, you don't know what's going on. Just like a quick assessment of what's up. We have been lucky. No one's like rushed us or rushed to Cadence or tried to touch or anything without asking. But I think Cadence and I, we are partners in everything. Like we are really good at reading each other and reading a room. So we we definitely have like our safe words. Like if she does not want to talk, I don't make her. I don't think it's her responsibility to be kind and always ready to talk to strangers. I'm the adult. I'm the one, I'm her mom. So if people recognize her or say something and she's like not in the mood, she'll, say our safe word and I'll be, front face and thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Like we love you. Thank you so much for the support and whatnot. And they're just happy to get a little away from her. And then that's it. Yeah. So have a little safe word, talk about it prior so that you're not shocked. And then they're not shocked when it does happen because it will happen.
Cadence is so mature for her little age.
Yes, blessing and a curse. But I mean, she's both 6 and like I would say she's both 6 and like 87 at the same time. She's hilarious. She's been here before for sure.
Oh my gosh. So let's flip scripts a little bit. Yeah. I think, one of the things that you advocate for is single motherhood and getting out of traumatic relationships, which, whoo, girl, should we drink? Okay, let's start with the traumatic relationships then. Yeah. Let's go there.
We're there.
Was this a, immediate, I'm doing this, let's go? Or was this a pre-planned strategic exit?
It was the most strategic exit. So for those of, people who may not be familiar with my story, I had to leave a relationship that was slowly revealing itself to be the most traumatic thing I have ever gone through and still somewhat go through here and there. A lot of people, I think it's like weirdly popular now. Everyone's like narcissist, whatever. We all have like narcissistic traits. But guys, like it is not a joke. Like if you are with someone who is narcissistic or may have like narcissistic personality disorder, it is extremely difficult to separate yourself from someone like that because, they've essentially they're like a tick to you. They've essentially latched themselves onto your life. And the more that you recognize them for who they are, the harder they fight to keep you in that storm. So there definitely, it was something I could not do by myself at the time. I'm so thankful for the therapist that I had. I mean, she was helping me down to what sentences to say. Literally,
Wow.
like how to communicate with this person. And like, you know, little was like, you know, how do I say this? A pandemic was happening, which was crushing everyone's lives, but it was literally my escape. It was like God was like, here's the door. And I freaking took it and I ran. I literally made a list. I tell this story. I made a list. It was a big ass blue Sharpie on a piece of paper. And I wrote down, it was like 12 things. And I like taped it to my wall. And I was like, if these 12 things are moved out of my way, it's meant for me to go. Legitimately the next day. Crossed. I was like doing anything I had to do, whatever, you know, like just making sure I can get out of the lease because it was early, just making sure I can, you know, find this to move. Who can help me come move these things and blah, blah, blah. The little things that make moving super annoying. And then you have to do it with the kid. All of those things came out of my way. And my brother flew up from Miami at the time. He flew up to New York. We packed the rest of our stuff in the car and literally drove from New York to Miami overnight. Like,
wow.
Overnight.
With Cadence in the car.
Well, I flew her first.
Okay.
Came back, and then we came back up, and then we drove everything else down.
Yeah.
Welcome to season 2 of Only Moms. And you know I can kick things off without giving a little treat to all of my favorites. So if you're new here, I founded a winery, co-founded actually with my business partner, Kristen Taylor, called Mom Juice. And we're all about keeping the bullshit out of wine. So not only do we slap our ingredients on the back of the label, but we are also gluten-free, vegetarian. Yeah, not all wine is vegetarian, okay? You might just be drinking fish bladder, and that's fucking gross. Regardless, we're giving you 20% off today. So all you have to do is go to momjuicewine.com and at the end of your order, put in Only Moms as your discount code. And treat yourself, girl.
Yeah.
I like that because then she doesn't, well, and she was 2 at the time.
2, 3. What was she going into? She was like 3, closer to 3. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But still, it lets you hustle.
Yeah. I had to.
It.
Yeah. I was like, you're good. You know, be with grandma and grandpa, whatever. Just chill. And then, yeah.
So you mentioned a few things like if there are, you know, talking to our audience, women that are stuck in these relationships and you're a mother, right? There's so many layers to what you're considering to do. And you mentioned therapy. You mentioned having your 12 things on the wall. Like, what would you suggest therapy as the first step of organizing your own thoughts and formatting a plan?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. This is not a feat to go by yourself. I mean, kudos to you if you have been able to identify what is going on, name what is going on, and then separate yourself from it. But that is, I'd like to meet her. I'd like to meet the person.
Teach us.
Yeah, just please, like, tell me what you did. Because, you know, I definitely think any woman going through that, any person going through that, you need help. You need an objective person because, you know, it is really easy in any type of abusive relationship. It is really easy to forget why you need to leave. Like Monday morning, this person is their nasty self to you. And, you know, like the reason why you're like, I just don't feel good here. And then Monday afternoon, maybe they've been nice for like 2 or 3 hours. And you're like, you know what?
I was tripping.
Yeah, like, never mind. I could do this. I love when he's like this. Look how great we are. And then 3 days have gone by and now you've lost 3 more days of a new life that you could have had because you forgot that you need to leave here. You need to leave until they remind you again that Thursday afternoon why they're not a good person, you know? And so you need that extra person to remind you and not even remind you, but when you tell them what happened between Monday and Thursday, like that sounding board, you hear yourself saying these crazy things and you're like, wow, like, do I want that for myself? Better for me. Do I want that for my kid? Do I want that for my daughter? And so having a therapist was pivotal in me being able to like get out.
Was your daughter more of the motivation? Do you think that you would have like stuck in that toxicity and not figured it out faster or gotten out a lot faster?
No, I would have got if my daughter was not there, I would have gotten out a lot faster. I am this is not my first time like being with someone who was, you know, but never in this capacity. But you know, I mean, I was young. We were like 29, 30, 28 between 28 and 30. And but you know, I was definitely thinking as a mother. I know who has a child to become a single mom. Like I don't think anyone wants that struggle. And, and I keeps it 100. Had I known what I was going to go through, I think me now doesn't believe this, but me then going through it, had I known what I was going to go through, there would be no way I would go through with the pregnant. There would be no way. There would be no way. Just because, no one, I don't think anyone would choose to go through that type of hell, and with a child at that. But had I not had her, I wouldn't have been dragged that long. I just was scared.
Yeah, of course.
I've never been a mom before. Here I am about to do this, and I felt like my friends at the time, they were getting married. They were having their baby. They found a partner who seemingly respects them and does, they're doing all the things. And I was supposed to be doing all the things with them, but mine was completely different. And I felt like I couldn't admit it to myself at first. And I also was like, this is not fair. No. It can't just be my life that's going to be ruined. We both have to figure this out. And I think another thing that anchored me was leading with not wanting to be like my parents. That was that really messed me up.
Yeah.
That really messed me up. Trying to not live their life was doing the opposite of what I thought it was doing for me.
And it's so easy for us to take the blame for allowing these people in our lives. But when you were raised, and this is not a dig on my parent, my mom was a single mom. She dated some wild motherfuckers. Whatever your parents were doing is what they were doing. But when you're raised, not shown, most people are not shown this great example of love in their upbringing.
Yeah.
And so we do what we're used to, and it feels normal.
Yeah, you have desensitized red flags. Some people, and that's a great thing. When you're dating someone, bring them around your friends. If they're no, I just like spending time with you, and I just like it when it's just us, red flag.
And don't be that bitch that doesn't listen to your friends.
You need to, because here's the thing. What you may be missing, they may have grown up in a household that didn't desensitize that red flag for them.
Yeah.
So had I not been so isolated and so I just want to figure this out together, so many of my friends were already we hated him. We hated him day one. What do you, we knew it.
Wow.
We knew what was up day one. And it's even if they didn't have the words to what it was, he rubbed them the wrong way. And they, they're not being haters. They're not being jealous of you. No, kind of listen to what your friend. I mean, they're your friends. You have them as your friends for a reason.
Listen and assess.
Exactly.
For yourself.
Exactly. So yeah, absolutely. It's not only your therapist, but have everyone you can involved in your relationship early.
Yeah.
Someone's going to pick up on something that you're desensitized to.
Got it. Now I know that he does still have a relationship with your daughter.
Yeah.
What does the conversation sound like, mother to daughter, on this is how we live our lives?
Yeah. I think I try not to focus too much on it. You know why? Because I have done a lot of the work for myself. I don't want what I'm doing to be tainted by his job. What he's doing and not doing is his thing. I'm doing all that I can, and I can only do all that I can, So if I do talk to her sometimes, if I'm maybe frustrated about something that's not happening, or, sometimes I have a sad day, this is still not what I want. I seem to be thriving. I am thriving. We are blessed. We are doing great. But some days I am damn, where's my partner? Where's my thing? Where's my person?
Where's my time to even date?
Hello. Please, please, let's podcast part two.
Right.
Tune in. What do you, I can't even think about that. But some of those days I'm down a little bit, and she does ask. She's like, mommy, do you miss daddy or something? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I was no, that's not it. That's not it, baby girl. No,
that's
but
cute.
I'll tell her, it's Mom, it's hard to do everything by yourself sometimes, but it's okay. And like you were saying, she's so smart. She's really perceptive. Some of the things, it's I thought I was gonna 16. We'll talk about it. We'll be ready then. I have my script ready. I know what to answer. But here she is at 6, asking me certain questions. And I'm like,
hey, Siri, redefine script for a 6-year-old.
Yeah, right? Chat GPT, how to explain, whatever to a 6-year-old. It's it's been, it's definitely taught me to respect who she is. In turn, she respects who I am and what we're individually going through. But no, I focus on my thing.
Yeah.
Before, I was so pissed about what he's not doing. What he, you need to step in here and you need to, But it was like detracting from me being the best mom I could be. So I only focus on my work. What he doesn't do or does, that's his thing, and it will manifest however it manifests in their relationship.
It will.
Yeah.
She will eventually, if he doesn't work on himself, she will see him for who he is. And I witnessed that with my stepchildren and their relationship with their biological grandparents and mother and different things. And no shade on those people, but you do need to do the inner work. Or it all starts to pour out. And then the people that you actually love are hurt and they see you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Walk us through, your brother flies in, you get everything moved. What was it like waking up the next day by yourself?
Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Dark, because it was like, okay, I've done the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the thing. And mind you, I've done some of the thing a couple of times before.
Mm-hmm.
But again, for my kid, I'm like, are we doing this? Should I do this? He was nice a couple of times, or we had this long talk, or where really I was talking a lot and he seems to understand we need to do better. So we're back together, or he's back in the house at least, which I'm fooling myself into thinking this is help because I have another body here.
Right.
But I'm still doing quite, literally everything. But I moved down back into my parents' home and it was dark. It was dark. It was dark for many layers. But the main two things was, one, I was alone, like for real now. Like, this is it. Like, you're a single mom now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing was, I had not been back home in years.
Yeah.
I graduated high school. She walked that stage and kept walking.
Yeah, same.
I didn't look back. There's nothing for me in Miami. There's nothing for me in my parents' home. Like, I'm good. I'm gone. I was not supposed to be back here. And coming back and then immediately witnessing the relationship between my mom and dad, I was just triggered all over again and constantly. And then it just started bringing up like why I never went back home. And it just started bringing up issues between my mom and I. And it's like, look at what I'm going through right now as a mom and as a woman. And the last person I could actually lean on was my mom. Wow. And it was tough.
And it's even harder because they invited you in your home. They wanted initially to help and have you.
Not really. Not even. I was just literally like, clear the back room. Clear the back room. I'm coming down there. Figure it out. Yeah. And it was like, she wasn't going to say no.
Right.
But I also just don't think that she was at all prepared to help me at all.
Through something.
Yeah. She couldn't. I mean, she's unable to help herself through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which, I come later to realize these things. But yeah, she wasn't able to really help me with that at all, besides providing that roof over my head for however long I used it. So yeah, it was tough.
Do you have any tools or things that you did during this chapter, right, of transitioning to single motherhood that would help someone else that is about to go through it?
I mean, I think my biggest tool was my mouth. No, but like,
girl,
please never. I never.
I would not.
Don't know what you're talking about. But like literally just talking. Talking. I never suffered in silence. I think that is if I could get, you see all this forehead space, all this real estate, never suffer in silence. And I mean it, because someone else is either about to go through it at the same time as you are. They're even 10 steps ahead of you is a lot. In these types of things, 10 steps ahead of you is a lot, or has already gone through it and is on the other side. These three people cannot find you if they don't know what you're going through.
Right.
So the more I talked about what I was going through, the more I found support from one of those three people, or sometimes all three at the exact same time. And it really helped to like make visible that next step that I had no idea where I was going.
Yeah.
I had like every step of this, like you could only plan for the next day, literally. So if it wasn't for people who had already, stepped on that step and like made sure like that was a stable step to take, like I literally wouldn't know, are we going left today? Are we going right today? And you do that until you regain that sense of like you're secure in yourself again. Because like, you're going through this thing, you're in a tornado.
Yeah.
You lose your sense of self. You lose like that security and like that inner compass within yourself. You know what I mean? And so it takes a while to get it back. And so you got to let other people do the work for you a little bit until you come back to self just enough to be like, you know what? Thank you. I think I want to take this step. And I'm okay with me inventing this step. Like, it doesn't need to be what you did. But thank you for taking me here. So yeah, talk.
Do you have anything you would say to that, Stephany?
Is it the wine or am I?
Girl, should I get
immediately? No. So I talked to that Stephany a lot, actually.
Okay.
And girl, it was never your fault.
Mm-hmm.
No one sets out to be duped. If you want it, yeah. And yeah.
Nobody sets out to be duped.
Sips to that. No one, and I'm just really proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of her. Imagine the strength, we all some of us, think we have to like lay down in the bed that we made. And I almost did. I remember distinctively telling myself, like, it is not about me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter and she shouldn't, what I thought was suffering by having a single parent. Like, she shouldn't suffer for the decisions that I made. And then, thank God I didn't rest there. Thank God I was like, actually, no, I don't have to stay here. Like, this was a mistake. I am now growing. And so I don't need to continue to punish myself for the sake of my daughter. And I just didn't want to use that excuse. So, yeah.
Your daughter has a stepbrother.
She does.
Okay. Can you like just unravel what the situation is? Your ex has a son.
He has I met him with this son. I mean, I love him. I love him. I do. It's just, it sucks because the dynamic is very, it's weird. It's weird. I mean, that's all I could say. It is weird. We're not like close. We're unable to be close.
Mm-hmm.
But I had him before I had Cadence, and we connected, and I love kids. I've always loved kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, again, a former educator myself. I've always loved kids. So we connected. I can't say for him, like, what he feels about anything. I think he's a teen. He's doing his thing.
And he's a boy, so he's probably just bopping through it.
Okay, like, it was never that deep for him, you know what I mean? But like, he is, at the end of the day, however I feel, wherever we live, whatever we do, that's always going to be her brother. They share a dad, And so I hope that they have a relationship, right now it's like their age gap is insane. So, it's like, it's but so much they can say to each other. But when they do see each other, it's lovely. So. Yeah.
I only ask because I have 3 stepchildren. Mm-hmm. And so imagining myself, putting myself in your shoes and to leave my house with the baby that I birthed. But it's like, wait, they're not coming with me? Our daughter, our older daughter, I tell her all the time, like, you were my first daughter. Yeah. Because she was.
Yeah. We weren't, he wasn't like in my household. His mom, she's doing fabulously. Like, she's always raised him. He's always lived with her. And so, she's doing her thing. She's raising her kid. Like, I never like stepped in like as like, like I'm doing it. I'm doing a thing. It was, I'd see him from time to time. And when we did, we just made the most of it. Yeah. And so, I never had to like do any raising or anything like that. So it was really just the 2 kids reuniting when they can. And, they're in different states now. So it makes it even a little bit trickier, but they get on FaceTime, so yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Not too deep. Nothing too deep. It's all right. They're all right.
Okay, you have a podcast?
Almost.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Almost. It's called Almost. I'm kidding. It's called Afterbirth. So right now, I'm actually just dishing out on my Substack, which is also at Afterbirth. And so it's just a weekly what's happening. So I always say, I'm raising me while I'm raising my daughter. And so there's many births in that, as you know, like every other day even. We're a new person. Something happens. You're a new person as a woman. You're a new person as just a girl. You're a new person as a mom. And so I'm just sharing like what's happening weekly, what I'm loving, what I'm hating, what I've gone through. And I just, my thing is authenticity. I will always talk about what I'm currently going through. Like I said, leaving this relationship has been a step by step process. And I don't like just like talk the talk, I definitely, when I'm going through something, or even if it like, I know a couple of months ago, a lot of people were kind of seeing her dad on some of my TikToks and were like, what's the tea? That's tea for me. Yep. Like, what's going on? I'm like, at first I was like, do I ignore this? Because I don't want to explain that I don't know why he's in any of these videos and why I've allowed it really. And I just didn't want to examine my like self, subconscious about it. But, I'm like, you know what? I've never like been one to withhold from my audience.
Yeah.
And so like I just quickly like no makeup, no nothing, just sat down and made like a quick little video and was like, guys, I need you to support me right now. No, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Never. That's not what's happening. But what is happening? Never. So that's not what's happening. But what is happening is I'm trying to navigate right now, like how to maintain a good relationship for Cadence.
Yes, a healthy co-parenting relationship.
Trying, right? And it's just like, even though at the time, if I was like, girl, you're playing yourself once again, but it's just like, you know, I just try here and there when the opportunity presents itself because then Cadence sometimes she definitely does. You could tell she's a bit happier if we're getting along. And so at that time, I think she needed it. And so I just explained that to them. And again, it was met with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful responses. Again, like such support to allow me to like just go through that moment and then detach from it. Like actually never mind, get out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was fine being able to just process that without feeling like I needed to hide anything that I was doing and then get over it. Like we were over that moment of what Cadence needed and what I thought I needed to do. And yeah.
I do think that in this journey, it's so emotional. It's so dark. Then you come up for air. And what a lot of people don't understand is that it doesn't have to be that deep.
Nope.
The next phase of figuring out co-parenting and what a relationship looks like with this human being when you are, you might still be mad sometimes. It's not ideal. But how do we move forward from this and like make it just surface level? Like it is just about your daughter.
It is. And like every decision I make is literally about her. And and if it's not about her, it's about making sure that my kid likes me at the end of the day. I think, you know, not being close to my own mom, we haven't spoken in months by my decision, really. But I would be devastated if that turned out to be my daughter and I's relationship. And a lot of the decisions I make, I either confer with her, even though she's 6, like I said, we're partners, or I think ahead and kind of backwards, like how will this affect us later on if I make this decision or not? Can I explain this? You know, and when I explain it, will it make sense to her? Will it show her that I was doing it with her in thought, or will it prove to be selfish?
Yeah.
So, I think, I just keep her in mind with everything. And I just I always work with will this make your daughter hate you? I don't know if that's healthy or not yet, but so far it's how we're moving. It's what we're doing. So yeah.
Wait till she's a teenager. And
they'll find a reason.
She'll find so
Everyone
many little
says,
reasons. But it'll only be for like a few hours.
Something. I'll die in those few hours. I can't. I'm a true Libra, and she's a true. She's a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm a Sag, so I get it. I get it.
Oh my God, it is tough. You guys are tough.
We are.
I mean, born independent, you like know what's up with yourself. Like you kind of came into this world this way. Whereas I'm just 35. I'm just getting there. Babe, I just got here 3 days ago. The self-confidence, 48 hours in. And it's just like, whoa, but she's always known. And it's so, like that balance of like, I'm your mom, but like I don't want to cut those wings.
And
it's tough.
My mom does say that raising me was her hardest job. Yeah.
Woo, child. It's been a lot.
It is. And we're also dreamers. And so sometimes being so sure and so, you know, and it is confidence, but just being so sure in your own journey.
Yeah.
Like, no, Mom, I have more left to give. More left to do, and trying to parent around that, it's tough.
It's tough, but you know what? Like, she's such a lesson for me. Like, she's literally raising me back. I'm obsessed with it because it's like, if only I had that type of self, like just that assurity that she has, even though sometimes I'm like, you're wrong. But like, I gotta let her be so sure of like what's going on or whatever. It's like, like I needed a little bit of that. Like, I need to be that, like, aligned with myself. So no, like I'm learning tough cookies, but hey.
Oh my gosh. I love that when's her birthday?
November 23rd.
November 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my water broke on the 22nd, like early. I was in labor for like 24 hours with her. Insane. And then ended up having an emergency C-section. What? So difficult from the beginning.
Right.
Like they were like turning that Pitocin up and she was like, no. I don't care.
She said, good luck.
I'm good. You gotta come get me.
I want an emergency.
And that's that.
I need.
And that's really what she did. I was like, are you kidding? Whatever. Here we are.
Are you dating?
No.
Do you want to be?
Hell no. just there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. No, like legitimately no. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I am scared. Let's run it back. Yes, hell no, and I'm scared. But let's say that I am not in the clear yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel settled in the way that I want to be yet to even like entertain any of that. Because if it was the other way around, I'd be like, why are you on dating apps and you're still having to like, figure this and this and this out or whatever? Like it's super unfair. I feel like men compartmentalize that differently, don't they?
They do, but that's such an important message because not only moms, but also entrepreneurs, right? Like when I was an entrepreneur, everyone thought it was crazy that in the last, like the year that I met my husband was the year that I was like, I don't need to date. I am not going to be able to show up as the person that I want to date because I'm building so much right now.
You're having to handle what you need to handle.
Exactly.
Right.
And I feel like same stage.
Yes.
Right?
Right now, I mean, the other layer of it is like, even if I wanted to date, I just in the circles in the space that I am in, I'm very much around empowering women and not men. And I'm loving it. I'm getting such amazing support and like that like platonic romance. And like, my friends are taking such good care of me that I'm like, good luck to a man. Like just good. Like you had like I'm financially independent. I provide like you have to come in literally being able to do everything and then some more for me. Yes. And like the dating pool is not offering that. It's not offering that. And so I don't even want to like risk it. Like for what? I don't desire to waste the time. Like I just don't.
It sounds like you have a great group of friends, right? Like we talked about listening to your friends in the beginning of dating, listening to their red flags, like having them help you navigate things. But also too, when my best friend was dating, I would tell her, I'm like, if he can't do for you what I can't, then he's not meant to be
That's
here.
not like, why am I able to like take care of you better than this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, and I'm definitely, I have those core friends right now and they've stepped up. Like I can say, oftentimes like I'm alone or I'm, and I just mean like romantically. Like again, I'm a Libra. I'm a lover girl. It's abnormal for me to be just by myself. We just thrive in partnership, regardless of what type of partnership it is. Obviously I'm doing wonderfully by myself, but like, you want to at night. Yeah, you want to do a little glass clink with your guy, with your dude.
Cuddle.
A little, hey babe, a little something, but I'm just like, hey. Like, right. It's just me. Hey kid. Yeah. Again.
Hey child.
That. Yeah. It's just that, So it's just definitely that balance. Like I would need to find someone who is everything I've never had.
And he's there. He's out here. He
Where?
is.
Let's give me his address right now.
I know.
What's happening?
You want me to give it to everyone?
You're right. You bitches,
I'll give it to you later.
You bitches stay back.
They're crazy.
Thank you. I fight. So it's okay.
Don't lower your standards.
Never. No, I couldn't even. When I tell you, I couldn't even play if I wanted. Like I couldn't.
Good.
I'm a little. Listen, I'm so woke. It's hurting. I'm telling you, blink the wrong way, and I'm like, no.
Saw that eyelash fall.
Saw it.
It's a no for me.
So, yeah. It's not gonna work. It is not gonna work.
You go.
And it's not even for like, okay, that was funny, like, petting it, whatever. But it's like, I am so, like, when you say something to me, I'm listening. I'm listening to I'm listening. Because before, it'd be like, hey, I will cheat on you. And I'd be like, oh my God, you're telling me you're social? Like, I love a social guy.
I love someone who can network.
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel like I can, like help you with the boundary part of it, but like continue to be so, like, I will
teach you boundaries.
I would just paint it a different color. Now, whatever you're saying to me, I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Heard ya. And I'm going to take it at face value.
Yeah. I feel like back in the day, and I don't know about you, but it was like I was the builder-upper, the fixer, the potential dater. And one, it's like, oh, they're lying. It's not happening. Are they really moving?
It's what you see in them. Yes. It's never what they actually saw for themselves. Yes. And they're very flattered by it. So they want to stay next to you because like you make them feel amazing. But like without your energy, they are nothing.
Nothing.
They are nothing. And then, oops, now you're in a relationship with it. Whoopsies. Don't want that.
Stephany, tell everyone where to find you.
Okay, so multiple places, actually. I'm everywhere, but nowhere at the same time.
Everywhere but nowhere.
So, no, you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is Stephany. It's STEHFUHNEE. And it's also the exact same thing on my YouTube, Afterbirth for podcast, and coming soon. But also Substack, which is already out. So, yeah.
When do you anticipate the podcast coming?
It should be out next month. If I could just like get my daughter to leave me alone so I can edit, it would really.
Right. Yeah, that part.
Let me borrow your nanny. Like, let's nanny share, please. I'm begging. Actually.
That would be fun.
Please.
Yes.
So she would love it. She would love a 2-year-old little sister. She needs some energy.
My daughter tells me that she doesn't like kids her own age.
Cadence can't either.
Really?
So they would probably get along.
Yeah.
So what Cadence has no idea why other kids that are 6 exist.
Yeah.
She can't do it.
My daughter is 2. She turns 2 next month. Not even there yet. And she just told me she doesn't like the kids at music class. Hard no. She likes the teacher.
There it is.
And she likes her nanny.
Yep.
But she'll go to music class. Like,
I'm
sign
in
me
there.
up
We're
for the
good.
next
Yeah,
one.
but like, why are they talking to
why
me?
are they here?
No.
This
Cadence-
is my solo session.
Cadence is the exact same way. We'll literally come back from school and I'm like, how was today? And she was like, those kids were there again. Oh, sorry.
They
The kids
still
at school.
go there.
It's weird. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that they leave next time I drop you off at school.
Can
like,
you
okay.
talk to them, Mom?
I got it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your podcast may, depending on,
Things.
your daughter. Yeah,
Circumstances.
she might have other plans for you, but it may be right around the same time. And so if it is, we will link it.
Absolutely.
For-
No, as soon as it's ready, I will definitely send it over and then we could do like a little joint, like a little something.
Yeah.
It will be perfect.
I'm ready.
It really will.
Yeah.
What?
Joint nanny, joint podcast.
I'm moving in. Hey guys, I'm the third. And there's that. Reveal it. That's that.
Right. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Of course, anytime. Mm-hmm.